a roaming hide tiny coming through here because
remaining.
you need something that's able to be independent, allowing the tiny to actually roam and get stuff done, if that's the case. And we can already see the Centaur's been taken out of the pool. Mars kind of can stay solo. Batrider can. Necro kind of sort of can, but they've all been removed from the pool. Notable ones still there, though. You've got the Timbersaw still readily available. Not that Boom want to pick it up into the Ancient Apparition, so it's a bit of a tough one as to what they're going to pick to round out this offlane for themselves.
With the opener that Boom have though, like, do you mainly like to see the Lion as a position 4? Because I feel like the experience is a big factor about the hero, and then if you play him in a 5, you kind of, it really feels like it's a bit greedy.
It is a bit greedy.
Dire team
We've also seen very occasionally a position 5
Radiant team
tiny come out. I don't know how I feel about that at all, but it worked in the game that I saw it. I think it was Neon that did it with Jaunual playing it. But Nature's Prophet coming out here. I'm stunned that this isn't played much more than it is. I feel like it's still a really strong hero. The small nerfs to it from a couple of mini patches ago weren't anywhere near enough. Again, it's about that global presence. Anyone shows on the map and they can be dead. As long as you've got this tiny lion duo roaming together, all it needs is the Wrath of Nature, TP in onto the back lines, wipe out the supports, let your ultimate do the damage, and then, hell, if anyone else joins you just to tank up the damage, I think that's probably what Boom are going to go for the next one, with either it's someone super tanky or super mobile is what they're going to go for their mid laner. Let's go with mobile, just because you've got an Ancient Apparition that you're against. Offlane tiny? Mid tiny?
Mid tiny with a 4 tusk.
Cute loves to play the Tusk, though. Like, that is like a him special. Hell, it could even be a Dreamer Cell Nature's Prophet. You never know.
Very true, yeah. And actually, I wouldn't hate that, because it gets the Furion out of the Sven lane, and in the game, Sven's very good versus the Furion, but I think in the lane is where we see a big reasoning on why that hero is picked up, because you've got a bunch of armor, you can cleave through the treants, so that laning prowess isn't as high. You've got really good damage as well, so the Furion's extra deny potential is kind of mitigated a little bit because of Sven's damage, so maybe they will actually look to try and play it as a 1, but they don't have their 3 then, so I guess you can, last pick FBZ's here?
It could be an offlane tiny as well, you never know. You've got, you'll have the damage to be able to contest a Sven in farm, it's just, are you going to be able to deal with the harass coming out from the Ancient Apparition?
Trying to see. Are we?
I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that it's going to be 1 Prophet, 2 Tiny, 3 yet to be picked, 4 Lion, 5 Tusk. It's not conventional by any stretch, but I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it looks like Lilgun, though, they trying to get rid of the Makoto heroes at the moment. TA, along with the Storm Band out, this 24th capability. This is the nice thing, though, about Boom's draft, the flexibility and the 24th pick that they have. We're uncertain on where these heroes can go. Even the supports can kind of go back and forth, like you've highlighted. So it's always a nice thing, regardless flexibility in any draft, but especially when you have this 24th pick, it can just be so devastating for the enemy team to really be able to predict and guess what's going to happen.
What do I want to see here? Kind of tempted for Boom to get a Death Prophet or something like that. The heal is kind of not great against the AA, but Darkseer, huh?
Yeah, well, you need a range versus Darkseer now.
They're putting a lot on Sanctity's back, I'll say that much.
Their combo's nice.
10 seconds
it is,
combo
and
is
he's
really
just going to
nice.
get Iron Shield up. I mean, is this what won them their one game against SMG?
The Darkseer?
No, the Sven Darkseer. I'm pretty sure it was that. Let me have a quick look back.
Yeah. Let's see. So with the Darkseer,
they played a Sven, Darkseer, Ember Spirit, Nyx Assassin, Phoenix. So it's the exact same, except AA instead of a Phoenix.
I was going over this hero in my head. I'm like, can they anti-mage? Can they? So matchup's really good versus Darks here in the lane. The wall's annoying. Great versus Ember. You build Manta so you get out of chains. I don't like the matchup versus Sven at all. You can never really man fight the Sven, but
and I was wrong about everything except Makoto playing the Tiny. So good job, me.
Good job, you go me. But like, how do you feel about the anti-mage? I'm iffy on it. Like apart from the Sven, because they have a way. Can they kill him with Spike Carapace with the cleave? Then I think you need Sven plus Ice Blast. Maybe that's enough.
Yeah, you can easily do it. Like, you're just talking about ganking when he's in the jungle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Boom's been good about their vision as well, though, right? So it's going to be pretty rare that you're going to get a Nyx assassin just happily able to walk up. Like, once Nyx is level 6, and, very nice rhyme there, and Anti-Mage is just farming in the jungle with his Battle Fury, they're going to get it up. They're going to protect him. And if they don't, they deserve to be punished. I think the way that he's going to take these team fights is it's pretty rare that the Nyx assassin and the AA are going to be standing next to each other. So Anti-Mage is just going to be standing off to the side. He's going to wait until the Nyx reveals himself, get it onto the back lines, find the AA, burst him down, and then clean up the rest of the team.
Yeah, and
if he can.
Also looking at it, I feel like I feel they're going to lack a lot of damage pre-level 6s. We saw that was very impactful for the Nyx and the Ancient Apparition. You were highlighting these are both kind of supports that are very greedy experience-wise, but Radiant, you know, the Lion, yes, you love supports. You get that level 6, it's great, but Kezcute can still do a lot without levels. Like, you got, you know, stuns to play with. Tusk as well can just amplify so much of your damage, and you're also going to have a +1 effect with the Nature's Prophet. I feel like Boom are going to get really active early with their rotations, and I don't think Lilgun can mirror those movements. The supports can't really help out. You know, the Sven wants to be flash farming the jungle till 2 items and then getting involved, so I feel like Boom actually might have a bit of a window here at the early stage, and we'll see if they can continue that to then make a lot more space across the map for the farm from Dreamer Cell.
They can see Hishki's here. I think they saw him place the ward down as well. So that's the advantage of having this full 5-man smoke up come through from Boom. Not only do you have a Tusk that's very worried about having anyone walk on into you, they actually are looking to put a bit of harass out onto some of these treants that were coming forward. Hishki, you're against the Tusk. Oh.
I think he knows he's up there. He saw he went for that stun. Now he's gonna...
No.
Well, I really did think he knew they were up there. Even Marvel as well. He's leveled up the shell already. Tag team will expire, but it's going to be a 3-for-1 plus first blood on Boom. Already 1,000 net worth lead. Oh, no.
I mean, you just deserve that. You're against the Tusk. I was about to call them out for doing a really good job of playing together as 5. You know, they went to the left where you can see they've dropped off this observer ward. It's pretty standard, the one that Lilgun have placed. That's just covering the top lane, making sure that they're capturing up if there's any sort of sentries being placed down. But, yeah, big misplay to go away from the team there was Hishki. Nearly ended up costing Marvel his life as well.
Alright, well, these lanes... How do we feel like the lanes are going to go? It seems like Boom should be able to win bot. Well, win means AM gets farm, which is exactly what he needs. Mid, I'm a bit unsure of with the Ember Tiny matchup.
I think once Makoto gets a few more levels, he's going to be just fine with it. You know, you've got the right-click advantage over Sanctity, not even with the tree being in your hands. I mean, he's already got the bottle coming out to him. That's crazy. He didn't even get the first blood. It went over to Kezcute. It's just that assist gold. I believe... No, he didn't get the Sentry D ward. That was Hyde that was able to pick that one up. But just shoving in this wave. All 5 heroes on Boom. I know it's only a minute and a half in, are at the top of the net worth charts. Finally, it's corrected itself a little bit, but still. It's a sad state of affairs if you're a Lilgun fan.
And now, what about top lane as well? With the Tusk and FPZ's Nature's Prophet. It does feel like Sven's going to be relatively okay in this lane, just because of how he deals with the treants, I should say. But I'm very worried about Ace, and we're already seeing Shard, tag team. These Stormhammer's going to give them, great spout from the Furion. Just on point use of the abilities there coming up from Boomin. Man, at them kill even Darkseer as well down bot. He's going to die. Dream Missile picking up a very early kill on top of the Marvel Darkseer.
He's been followed up by this Iron Shell, which is a little bit annoying, but the buff's going to expire. He's going to be able to tank it up now. And you talked about just getting out of the lane with a decent amount of farm, but if you can get a couple of kills on top of that, very happy.
Looks like the one lane that's going okay for them is the Ember lane, I guess, and all the rest giving up a couple kills early on, and you've already got Dreamer Cell with a ring of health. It's a lane where he's going to need a lot of regen against the constant spam of the Iron Shell until he can get a couple more levels. You see even the helper Kezcute coming through. Give him a Cell, give him a Tango. Dreamer Cell's love and life.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. I feel like this is another one of those games where FBZ, even from that off-lane role, he's going to fish towards the top of the net worth charts, and that's with an anti-mage that's just going to be sitting back uselessly farming. Although this movement from Hyde is going to be punished a little bit here. FBZ maybe getting away. No.
Does it hurt for you to say Z instead of Z? I'm curious.
I mean, I go with what the player says, and if he says FBZ, then I'll say FBZ.
Now,
and I feel like that's how it is.
It does sound a lot better than Z. Like, this is... I remember when we were doing the major and Mike said, why are we saying the goddamn Australian accents, we're saying M and Z instead of M and Z. And in my head, I'm like Z actually does sound a lot better, but I just can't, like, I'm just not used to it. It's so hard.
Well, you're gonna have to. No,
yeah.
But it's just one of those things that, like, if it sounds better, then I'm sure the player would want to adopt it as well. But if they're like, this is my name, then I'm gonna respect that.
What is the pronunciation they even use in Southeast Asia? Like, is it...
I'm pretty sure it's, like, pretty heavily Americanized. So
sure.
It's, it is unfortunately the Z.
No.
I think it's just us and, like, the UK that say Z. Maybe, like, Europe also says it. Yeah, can you imagine if it was, like, Z Freak instead of Z Freak? That just sounds so weird.
That is true. That is very true. See, like, all the names with the letter Z or Z in it just don't make as much sense with the way we say it. Z Freak.
Maybe if there was something that was like if Zed was a thing, and you could be a freak about Zed, then, maybe that would make sense, but Z Freak other than that just sounds cooler.
Does.
Right, you got Hyde here, he's gone for a bit of a backstep onto Sanctity, not quite yet level 6, so this could result in his death. Well, it almost definitely will with FPZ coming through.
Yeah, I mean, an earlier movement than I was expecting with the Furion, but still what I was kind of highlighting with the Tusk can be very active early, the Furion can have that TP effect, and you really don't give away a lot up top. Like, you've got a lane to come back to with the wave shoved out. So it's... I mean, it's already a 2,000 net worth lead. He's going to get the courier too. Add a little bit of gold to the bank.
For the entire team too, and well, you've got an entire creep wave that's just now sitting in front of your tower. I think they lost 2 melee creeps, but if you're just going to keep Sanctity on the back foot, you're very happy to do that. He's level 5.5 right now, and they're just going to try and continue to do it again. Although topside, FBZ, he's taken it too.
Chase down the tree line, Hishki. Not enough mana for the stun just yet, and they've got to be careful how deep they stick around, because Makoto was thinking about making a bit of a rotation up with that power and getting picked up. Looks like he just wanted to snag the invis and try and reset that lane.
At least now Sanctity's got his level 6, so he's got a lot more escape potential. Don't have to be quite so worried about the mid lane. Maybe again, once the Tiny hits up to level 9 or so, and you've got much more of the full potential of that damage, but for now, he's going to make the rotation towards the bot side. Will they get a kill onto Marvel?
He's got no mana. Just can't get away. Great TP from Makoto. I mean, he's going to have a couple of creeps mid that he'll miss out on. No one's there to also soak it up. I say that. I was thinking about coming over top lane. FBZ is in trouble here. 1, 2, 3, popping the God Strength. The rotations coming up from Boom is going to be able to protect the Nature's Prophet. Level 6 is well picked up, so they will have that big burst potential with the Wrath of Nature if it's required. Not even required there.
Warriors of the wood.
Yep, things are just going from bad to worse, unfortunately, for Lilgun. At least they're able to use the God Strength to start clearing up a couple of these stacks that I believe AA was able to build up for them. So not all is lost, but it's still an uphill battle for sure. See as well, he's just parked himself back up on this top lane. He's going into that Orchid super early on. I like it. You know, you always want ways to just be able to put a lot of pressure onto the AA until you've got the Guardian Greaves on the Darkseer. If he opts to go down that route, you've got no way to save yourself from that either. No defensive supports. Even the Ember Spirit, hell, he's not going to be getting into something like a Yule Scepter or a BKB until at least his second item.
Ace. Let's go Sanctity coming
no,
over.
they found him.
Oh, first stun, second stun, chain lockdown. Is it going to be there with the damage from the tag team? Sly gives him enough invulnerability with all the treants nearby to get back to safety, but unfortunately Ace, he doesn't have as much mobility like someone of the Ember Spirit. So FBZ gonna be able to pick up another kill, just getting closer and closer towards the Orchid. Is 2-1-1, second in the net worth. He's gonna be able to find a very early tier 1 tower as well. And all the meanwhile, your anti-mage is having such an incredible start to the lane.
Yeah, he's doing just fine. He doesn't need to go any kind of mobility items if he's just parked next to this tower. This is what I hate about carries, though. It's so boring just to be able to hit a creep over and over again, you know? Wouldn't you rather be moving around the map, making a lot of these plays, and making the enemy team have a horrible time?
Oh, he actually didn't go for that solo kill. Okay. Sometimes it's kind of therapeutic just hitting creeps over and over again, honestly.
Alright, I will admit that Anti-Mage's sound when he hits a range creep is probably one of the best in the game.
Yep.
But that's about it.
It's so, like, I don't know, it's satisfying. Hang on a second. Okay, never mind. I find it satisfying, though, like, flash farming at such a high extent. You blink. I'm not a one player. I should put that out there. But, you know, blinking forward, clearing off a creep wave at quick succession, then jumping over to another camp. Like, just getting kill after kill after kill on creeps. It does very feel... I reckon it's a little bit therapeutic, in a way. Well...
I think the Dreamer Cell, he's already used the counter spell.
Got some stick charges. Dreamer Cell, very deep dive here. Shards block isn't enough. He can cut through the tree. Now Dreamer Cell! Oh! Silver Linings, they got the kill on Hyde, but they don't get that kill on the Anti-Mage, which is...
Oh boy.
And now it's a lot of information shown. You use God Strength, you use Wall. There should be a big opportunity now for Radiant to move mid. I mean, you've already got 2 heroes swinging on over. Even, yeah, there we go. The TB from FBZ as well. So I love this play from Boom. It's just recognizing you now have a bit of a power spy.
Even just the small things like the trees that he chooses to cut down. It makes sure that every single rotation is completely scouted out. They're going to try and get the Searing Chains onto him, but leave him vulnerable if Makoto wants to go for the combo. He just tosses him back. He's even got the Arcane Ring to make himself nice and happy on the mana front too.
Just gonna give more creeps to the Anti-Mage. Just funnel whatever you can into the carry. He always needs to hit an incredibly fast Battle Fury timing, and well, it looks like the fact that he's keeping up with the Sven at the moment, who has this innate farming mechanic, it's very, very... It's a great looking game here for the AM. Great looking game for Boom as well. As Hive, find 1, 2, 3. Tries to dodge the Ice Blast as well. Unfortunately, won't be able to, but it's not going to matter. They'll still toss him up in the air. 1, 2, 3 will fall simultaneously. BZ is going to be able to deal with the support on the back line. So, at 2-for-1, Radiant more than happy with that, because guess what? Sven's not farming, and the Anti-Mage is.
He didn't even need to go for the kill there onto the Darkseer. He literally mana voided him just to instantly clear the creep wave and then go back to farming the jungle.
Who needs creeps? Trees.
Oh, pretty close there on Hishki though. That was just after the tip came through for whatever reason.
Has he got any... What's Kezhq? Come on, Kezhq. This is where you're supposed to have just a a random Selva in the backpack to give to the AM. Who I hope doesn't die to the neutral creep. Mid lane. Bye-bye Ember. Is that the blink from Makoto? It is. Even Makoto's got the Fairy's Trinket. You'll bring up the Arcane Ring before. They are getting some great neutral items early on from Boom.
Even Kezcube feeling confident enough to walk on in to where 123 is in, farming the Ancients. He drops down to Sentry Ward, takes the bounty. Tad's just going to join the Sentry that he's already got blocking up the hard camp. And he just gets straight on out of there. This is not a good game to be playing as a carry. Even despite that, though, 123's got a decent amount of farm on this fan. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, that he does. I mean, the lane was pretty solid from him, but the issue is now you've lost 2 T1 towers. Like you just highlighted, they've done an incredible job at prioritizing to slow down the Sven. Because that is how the matchup kind of fares versus the anti-mage. Oh, Koda should be able to pop the smoke here.
He does, and they did it, I believe, just underneath that new vision that they have there.
He's not going to do what
Makoto here.
Makoto? Okay, well, he's got FBZ thinking about coming forward with the TP, Makoto. Well, she will get no help. So that was 392 gold going over towards the Nyx Assassin. They're going to try and look to hunt for more as well. Sanctity's Ember. He's diving deep here. Can they get rid of the Flame Rod? They do have the ultimate still on cooldown for the Lion, but it's not going to matter. Ember going to get brought down from his aggressive maneuver and the great use of the body blocks from the treants from FBZ as well. You just see he's so comfortable on a multitude of heroes, it feels like, for FBZ. I know when you were speaking about him yesterday, you were saying that it really just feels like he's been a rock-solid performer for them for what feels like year after year, and it's just continuing to be the case.
Yeah, I never like sounding like a broken record, but I always seem to be saying, oh, this is an FBC comfort hero. You know? It's like, well, maybe all off-lane heroes are.
And
it's like there's not too much that isn't in his wheelhouse. Yeah.
And we saw last game, was it? They banned 6 offlane heroes, and he still, what he was able to do with the Underlord was exactly what they were requiring. And now this game on the Furion as well. He's doing everything he needs. The rotations have been on point. See, the itemization is now going to be a big issue for someone like the Ember. Speaking about the Ember, they try and jump on Sanctity, but with the Surge, along with the Iron Shell, Sanctity's able to turn. He's going to be careful, though. Orchid's out, along with the counter initiation from Makoto, but a quick spike Carapace dodges a lot of the damage at the moment. They're looking to turn with the numbers advantage as well. 1, 2, 3, showing up. God's Strength pop. They're still looking to try and push on forward for more. This is the power of the Sven versus the anti-mage. He's going to be able to show up to a lot more early fights than what the AM can do just with the naked Battle Fury.
He is for sure. I mean, if it's anything that Dreamer Cell could be doing, maybe just putting a little bit more pressure on the lane, pushing it into the tower. But I suppose he also just wants a safe place to go back to when the jungle camp are gone, to be able to guarantee that free farm. But yeah, good target prioritization as well. There were a number of times where they could have caught out Kezcube very easily, just cleaned him up, but just wanted to make sure that FBZ, they realize how great of a game he's having. You know, he was sitting very clearly at the top of the net worth previously. Still is by a good 600 or so. But he is the main target to deal with right now. I still think he could very easily end this game #1 on net worth.
Yeah, especially with how much of Furion is able to get all the farm across the map. I mean, it's just, again, like you were saying in the draft, why do you feel like we're not seeing the Nature's Prophet as much? Because I also agree with you that I feel like this hero is getting incredibly underpicked.
I'm all about the speed that you execute your gameplay, and Prophet, it feels like, just increases that exponentially. You could be at all parts of the map. Any kind of map movement is incredibly advantageous to have in this meta right now, and that's not even taking into account the fact that, like, you've got a great attack animation, you've got great damage, you've got great stat gain. I mean, you get enough farm that you could build anything, really.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Versatile.
Yeah, the itemization, you can go for like a KP build, bunch of auras, utility. You can go, if you're lacking control, go this Orchid. You can scale into the late game. You've got multiple lanes you can play. We see sometimes, Dreamer Cell. Manta's not up, so we can't get out of the chains. Hishki unable to get in range fast enough though with the Impale, so Dreamer Cell back to safety. But yeah, continue on. Ooh, okay. Fortune pause. But like, yeah, again, the Furion can play in position 1, position 3. We don't really see support as much anymore, and we were seeing position 2 for a decent amount, but not as much. But still, multiple roles you can play him in, scales late game, gives you, gives you everything. Like literally gives you everything. And the fact that it's just not getting picked up as much as what it is really, really surprises me. And I thought as well, because with how the TPs got changed to the last patch, with not having 3 at the start, I thought it was going to be a big factor of the Furion with these early TP rotations. Like we saw this game. I mean, he was level 4 and TP'd mid for that kill. Like, what are you going to do? Maybe if you make an early, like, pump fake maneuver from one of the supports to get, like, a reaction TP from Lilgun, well, then now if you do that a second time, they don't have a follow-up rotation with the support. I feel like there's just so much you can do with the Furion, and I guess, and it also, you've got position 4s. Too. Yeah, like, and you also have position 4s. The melees are really strong right now. Like, Tusk, Tiny, Clockwork, you know, just to name a few.
You feel like you're such a right-clicking force. You know, even something like a Snapfire 4 that's going to build into a medallion, a solar crest, that's going to give you more minus armor from the little shredder. It just allows you to literally shred through any kind of lineup that you're going up against. And you know, we talk about these items that are very effective super early on. Like, look at this. All it needs to do is TP down to this bottom side. It's covered. You know, they were trying to put some pressure onto that. You've still got the team roaming together. And, you know, TP straight back to the mid lane. It's dealt with. You know, you're not missing out on a lot of this farm here.
Are they just gonna smoke, or are they going for it? Okay, they're actually going for it. I feel like Dai should contest this. You got God's strength.
What's happening though?
Your capability to fight in a choke point is how you actually win this game. Like, you land your combo. Vac back, Slight, you know, Impale, Ice Blast, everything. Like, this is, I feel like, the one actual opportunity you have to take a decent fight here for Lilgun. I feel they're a lot stronger right now grouped up than what Radiant are, just because of the anti-mage not having as much prowess, I think. So I'd be really surprised if they don't try and take a fight.
Yeah, I think at the very minimum, they need to wait until someone like FBZ has his BKB. You're kind of close to the Echo Saber on the Tiny. It's not going to be team fight changing. No real items coming soon for the Lion or the Tusk. The Yasha, I suppose, on the AM. That's pretty damn close. So, you know, maybe just try and poke and prod. If they were showed in a really poor position on Lilgun, they probably would have continued. But they're very happy to just sit back, wait another, probably only going to be another minute or so, and then they can just go and do it again. Losing mid tower though is going to hinder their confidence with being able to go for this Roche play next time.
They can't react to it at the moment. Do you have double blink Lion along with the Tiny?
Hishki's going in.
They're a bit split as well.
Oh.
Kezcute, nice stun. Hishki hasn't been able to get the chains as well, so they have to actually commit on forward. A bit of a whiff way to start. I think we'll just see the Lion end up losing his life and the rest of the team get the lanes out.
Do they go for Roche now? That's the question. You've got the God Strength available. It's on 3/4 HP. Maybe just have a quick check just to see what it's like. And if they see it's been damaged a little bit, they might full on commit for this.
Doesn't want to pop God Strength for it. What's he got? 9-second BKB charge. He's going to use it now.
Kodo throws in the tree just for a little bit of vision. And
Radiant. Oh, Makoto. What a combo! Still going to cost him his life. Hide as well. He's going to be careful how deep they're going. FBZ needs help. The Finger of Death. Earthspark. FBZ gets a triple kill. And now with the axe as well, Dreamer Cell's going to be able to show up. One more swing of the axes. As Dreamer Cell cleans up, he's going to be able to claim the Ages. And it might just indeed be a team wipe as the Ancient Apparition. It's an Ultra. FBZ. What a fight.
You know what I talked about with that BKB enabling turnarounds? That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, he just picked it up, you TP in, he had essentially 0 gold, and then he ends up on 2,000 after this. Like, Nature's Prophet is a bonkers hero. You gotta give credit to Makoto as well, just going in there, Avatos combo onto 4, enabling all of that setup. Might die though, BKB off cooldown.
It's a bit of an opportunity. It's a big kill as well, which they should be able to evac on cooldown. Doesn't matter. Marvel's actually the one to claim the gold. That's gonna be...
All the while he was hitting the tree with his, the tower with his treants. The good little boys.
I mean, that is now actually the Aghanims picked up from the Darks here, so he was missing a bit of a spike in himself. And now he's got a big item.
Honestly, it's not even a spike for himself. It's a spike for the Ember Spirit, right? Like, that is what it's enabling.
Speaking about Ember, it's a game where we have not seen Sanctity have the performance like we're so used to seeing from him on the Ember Spirit.
Now, though, he's at least got that. He's about 600, 700 gold away from,
Nice boss.
the later Ishki. It might be a good response,
Dreamer Cell? Okay.
Right.
But Kodo as well is going to fall. BKB pop, where's the lockdown afterwards? FBZ is going to try and deal with Ace in the backline. The lockdown's not there. They only really got one round. And once the cooldowns come back up, it's enough for the anti-mage to be able to blink away after the Aegis gets claimed. They still do scout out FBZ. He's got a BKB. Should be able to just use that TP out. He's actually going to try and look to turn to do some damage. So no, the Sven. BKB's on cooldown for himself as well. God Strength still slowly wearing off as well. But whoa, it's a big old crit. Imclaw paying off there. Sanctity completely out of mana. Dream Cell pushes it back. Now with a mana void. Dream Cell. The tip instantly from high to jump on forward. Gets himself a triple. Oh no.
Yeah, the downsides of going that Ag Scepter on the Darkseer against an anti-mage. You know, it's typically very Darkseer favored, but you're just giving him a whole lot mana to burn and then a whole lot mana to void. And gets him the triple kill. Very nicely done there. It shows that, you know, they're not unbreakable, Boom. That team fight was looking to go pretty damn well. I'm kind of surprised they continued to commit once the BKB was popped on the Nature's Prophet. I feel like that's high value that you're able to get when they had, you know, not too much duration left on the God Strength. Ends up costing him, and now Anti-Mage takes pole position in the net worth charts.
He's working on that Skadi next item as well. Dreamer Soul completely flawless so far in this second game here. Had a very solid performance on game one with the Phantom Lancer, looking to continue that as well. Top of the net worth, top of the levels too. Level 20 over the 17 of the Sven, the second highest. He actually went for the Mana Void damage multiplier as his 20 taunt.
He's hungry. He wants kills.
They want kills too. Smoked up. How do you start this though? Has to really rely on Hishki. I like this maneuver. Oh, sentry drop. Oh my lord. Just the plays from the supports that they always are so aware. Now around the tier 1 tower. Ice Blast's gonna fly. You'll still lose high, but FBZ coming on over.
It's a big commitment though. You can easily run away. They don't want to walk through that wall of protection.
Is under attack.
I'm seeing too often it feels like these... Makoto, is he gonna go for it? He is.
Oh my god, Makoto,
No.
what?
No, he needs help. He's like, team, okay, I made a mistake. I didn't help, guys, get here. Verify, Kezcute, choke point.
Triple
What a
the ravage.
stun. He didn't die as
He's got
well.
mana
Okay,
void.
they got him. Sanctity just catches him. And now they'll get Kezcute Q. Okay, so Makoto, maybe not worth it. Sanctity dropping the thanks, lads.
That's a little bit of cockiness coming through there from Makoto. You can't go solo onto where you know they're all rotating to just because you see an AA taking back the outpost. Give them something. Well, no, they did save the outpost, so they denied the experience away from Lilgun for that minute.
Is it worth the life though, Danog?
No.
Oh,
Now you've got Blink Dagger though on 1, 2, 3. This is big. You're able to make these quick connections through, and the pickoffs are much easier to claim.
Yeah, that's kind of been the issue they've had though for Lilgun. It's felt like, you know, Sanctity not having as strong of a game, so he couldn't really be the one to really jump on the back, especially with all the control that Lilgun had. Maybe it's a bit easier now because he does have BKB, but that's really going to come through from the Sven now. Got the blink. What is the Darkseer actually going next? He's going to go pipe. Okay. World Ace. This time, Makoto. It's okay. You can jump him now. Who they caught out? Oh, Dreamer Soul? Very far away from the team. Wall drop. Kezcute once again. A multi-hero stun, but 1, 2, 3 is going to pop the ultimate. Great use of the magic
BKB
immunity
used
from
by
FBZ. He's going to be able to TP away. Another BKB pop from Sanctity as well. He's going to try and chase down KezQ. Falling very low here. Nothing they can do against the BKBs at the moment. But it is reducing the duration of it early. That was the full 9-second duration from the Ember. And Sven, he's down to 6.
Down to 6 with no God Strength. And now you've got that Skadi available here for Dreamer Cell, so he's going to be a lot more survivable when he's moving around. Just continuing to flash farm away.
Top lane, Mikoto, FBZ. They know the BKB is on cooldown. Is he going to tick out to the Orchid? No, he's not.
Just a hit or two short. He's holding on to a pretty crappy neutral item right now, FBZ. Just the chipped vest, not really buffing up his damage at all. So it's going to be a pretty big timing coming through in about a minute or so when the tier 3 items go through, and whether he gets a nice one for himself or he gets relegated to a tier 2 item remains to be seen. But level 18, tons of damage potential, and he's even got that Aghanim Shard coming out to himself. So he's just going to be playing a little bit of Rat Dota, meaning that the Sven is going to have to play a bit more defensively, considering, you know, it might be 27 or so minutes into the game, but these supports still are not doing anything in the form of wave clear. It's all relying on the cores.
It's hurting me just a little bit to see the shovel as well, not in someone's backpack. I feel like these boys should be skilled enough when it's off cooldown.
I'm a big enthusiast of that. Yeah. I am always carrying around the shovel. I'm like, what if it's a bounty route?
Yeah.
You know, like,
and even
it's
like
such value.
The selves, like even just regardless everything else that you can get from it. Like it's actually real. There's a little bit of gold that you can save. You'll take it wherever you can.
They end up getting Makoto's Ogre Axe on the career, so that's nice. He's still about 450 gold away from picking up his own BKB, so maybe that'll afford him the luxury of going for those super deep dives. But in the meantime, Hyde's picked up his Blink Dagger. A lot of these bigger items starting to come out now for Boom. Blink Daggers galore, it seems, is the... you either got it, or you've got it as an ability right now.
Dire are scanning.
Do you see, though... Networth Lead's kind of stalling out at the moment. Roshan, gonna be up in 2 minutes 30. KezQ's gonna get caught out here. Even Sanctity coming on over. Oh boy, I don't know if you can get 10,000 gold down. That's kind of standing in front of the line there. It's very interesting.
Middle tower is under attack.
At least they're still having fun when you're this far down. Guess that's the main thing.
Sure. Let's go with that.
I'm trying to think of some way I could spin it.
1, 2, 3. He's gone for the Daedalus, pretty standard, and also the Aghanim Shard, which is going to be real nice to deal with the Ghost Scepter, particularly that they've picked up for KezQ.
How does the Stormhammer work with Counterspell? Does it still? Sorry, with the Stormhammer dispel with the Counterspell. Will it still reflect it?
Good question. I've never tested it. Not since it was, incorporated into the shard. Applies a spell. I mean, you would have to think that it's going to... I think it would reflect, but if he's already got it up and he uses it, then it gets rid of it. That's my guess.
Jeez.
I'm going to test it between the games.
Oro Hishi. Do have FBZ coming over. Also with the back of the team. 1, 2, 3, jump on 4. Nice BKB, but FBZ is getting chunked down. Doesn't have a whole lot to protect himself at the moment. Roche is going to be up in 50, unfortunately. That's a bit too long here from Dire. But, I mean, that's even with the Assault Cuirass, though, from FBZ. He got ripped through. And that's scary, because Sven still doesn't even have Daedalus. And imagine what it's going to be like once he gets that item.
I feel like maybe it's even worth changing up going from this Daedalus on FBZ. Maybe going into something like a Hurricane Pike for yourself, just to give you a little bit of extra safety. You know, you can play around these high grounds a little bit better.
Oh, Makoto.
You can push teammates.
That's another big pick-off. Lilgun making great maneuvers throughout the past couple of minutes here.
I mean, this is basically the lineup that beat SMG. They're confident with how they're able to play it, and that net worth lead, you talked about it plateauing a little bit before. It's gone right on back down towards parity. Still 7k in favor of Boom. A lot of that is on Dreamercell, who hasn't been a part of a few of these team fights, so he's got that BKB coming out to himself really close to the level 25 too, so will he be in a position to assist with this Roche attempt that they're going for now? That's the question.
So, okay, this is going to be Shard. More than likely we see 1, 2, 3 pick it up because he's got his own Shard queued up.
They know about it eventually with this coming through. Is he going to deny any of these? No. Oh. Can you imagine if he was able to deny the BKB that he just put on the ground?
Boy, that would be one good pet. What happened?
I don't know if you were watching it, but the Ion Shell ended up getting the kill on a neutral creep wave, and the items came through, and so the neutral item, you know how it like comes to you now? It just yeeted across the map towards that Darkseer.
Wait, is that how? Really? I didn't know it still yeet that far away if the Darkseer wasn't there. What's the range of it?
It wasn't across the map. It went from like, you see where my camera is now? Yeah. It went from here to like here. That's still a fair way.
Yeah, that's still yonks.
That'd be like what, 1500, maybe? I'd say 2000 range.
Couple blinks. What is anti-mage? Did he go Shard? No, he hasn't. Okay.
Found out hide a little bit here, but he is not dead because he's got his Blink Dagger. Tusk, Shards to block him off, but Blink Dagger greater than Shards. The Spider legs to deal with it.
Dreamercell, BKB just bombs on the Nyx Assassin. Hello there, Buggy Man. That is BKB on cooldown though for Dreamercell.
You sure you want to commit this?
Marvel even drops the wall. FBZ has his own BKB to potentially get away from, but the damage is starting to ramp up with the illusions. FBZ. Meanwhile, it's 1, 2, 3 against the world. BKB's already been used. He's got the Aegis, but need the help from the Dire Boys. Dreamercell's going to try and blink on 4. Buyback's going to come through from Makoto as well. Silence is out. Ember needs to get the BKB up, but he's not going to be able to. Great buyback from Makoto, locking them in place. Sven, a lot of mobility. Blink, Spider Legs, TP is out.
Nicely done. He'd already used the God Strength, so he wasn't in a position to take that fight anyway, but just goes to show the use of that mobility. You're against the Nature's Prophet. You don't want to be stuck with, being someone like Arteezy. You know, the classic Arteezy versus Furion matchup. It's basically a hard counter at this point.
See, with lead, they do have to buy back their own Makoto, so it definitely is going to slow down the Tiny's scaling potential here.
Dire's middle tower is under
just
attack.
sitting ahead of his counterpart in the position 2. It's really the off laners that are taking the full brunt of the force, at least getting all that net worth.
Racks are exposed top side now though, so you can see here he's making sure. I was about to say he looks to try and claim it, but they found out a target. It's the Nyx Assassin. He's taken a lot of reduced damage though from being in that little spiky burrows.
Someone you really cannot go on once he gets shelled down in his hidey hole. We do see though how it seems like Boom want to play this now, or at least before when they had the Aegis, like the split push with the AM, the FBZ Furion as well, because he also has the Aghanim Shard, so the damage potential of ratting through the base can really be a scary thought here for Lilgun. Dreamercell's
just looking to maintain control of their jungle as well. He's very farm though. Very, very thick boy is Dreamercell right now. He's going into that Abyssal Blade, which will give him that extra little bit of lockdown that they need, particularly for these heroes like the Ember Spirit, like the Darkseer, who's now finished up the Guardian Greaves. So even if he gets the Orchid used in onto him, he's got a little bit of a save for himself.
Do you like the Abyssal actually getting picked up? Because I feel like he needs the Butterfly versus Sven. Or armor, evasion's really good as well. Sven, he actually does have the MKB already coming out for the Sven.
Yeah, he's got it preemptively. Oh, they know FBZ's there.
Oh no, BKB. I don't think you got the damage, especially without a way to cancel that one. He's stuck in the trees now.
Hey, he's got his spider legs. Sven though, nearly level 25 himself. He's hugging with a few of his teammates. If they're able to find out this Nature's Prophet, they've got vision of him underneath this very obvious spot, considering they were just in the region. So they're going for it. They know he doesn't have the BKB.
So deep.
Oh, Sanctity wasn't able to get the chains off there.
Alright, we are... I mean, we're starting to get to the later stages of this game. We're still 3 minutes away from a potential Roche respawn. 1-2-3 is holding the cheese at the moment, but overall, how do we feel about this one going late for either team? We know the anti-mage is top of the net worth, is the king at the moment with 4,000 advantage, but is there a team that is going to scale just a little bit better than the other?
I feel like you've always got the potential of just a straight up massive wombo combo coming through from Lilgun. And the Sven isn't even level 25 yet. Let's take that into account. So once he picks that up for the extra damage coming through from the God Strength, which I feel like they need, you know, the extra stun duration is nice, of course, but you know, the BKBs have started to be built up now by Boom. You're just going to need that pure damage to be able to try and chunk through it. Oh, he switched it up as well. He was going for the second Daedalus. He was going for the MKB. No. Rapier time says 1, 2, 3.
Rapier. Sanctity. We need help. 1, 2, 3. Blink on forward. In. They got the first stun on top of Dreamer, so he's getting crit down as well. He's got to be careful. Blink away, protected with the BKB, but they're looking to hunt. Slight, is it going to be able to bring him in the threshold? Another Remnant on forward as well. Dreamer still needs help. One more Slight's not going to be there now. They caught out Sanctity. He's gone too deep here with the attempt to bring down Dreamer Cell. Now 1, 2, 3 more. Beautiful Sprout. 2 will end up getting punished. Make it a third as well. Boom. I said thank you very much, sir. As you go greedy, we punish.
And where is Marvel? He's not there. He's not able to get the Iron Shells for the extra HP. He's not able to get the Wall of Replica, the Greaves, the Pipe, everything. It's just not there.
Their base might not be there pretty soon as well. They're going to have to get some buybacks coming out pretty soon. Only issue is that the God Strength is on cooldown for 60 seconds, so...
It's basically not worth the Sven buying back because you're just going to be not hitting like a wet noodle, but nowhere near as strong as you should be.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Hang on, someone pinged tier 4 tower. Are they actually going for this wall top? Marvel's got...
I think they're just trying to bait out some panic reactions from Lilgun right now.
Well,
what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Backdoor protection kicks in.
It's about to kick back out.
The next little bit though. Yeah.
Emperor's up in 15. Didn't have to buy back. Marvel though. You're going to have to hope Marvel's got to buy back. Pipe. Greaves. Not enough. He's got to buy back. Rejoins instantly. Dreamer Cell with Blink in the backline as well. But the buyback's going to come through. 1, 2, 3. Now with the lockdown. Dreamer Cell turns. BKB pop. Abyssal Blade as well. Mana Void. Marvel falling low. Can he get the surge back to safety? He can. Meanwhile, back on the back. Sanctity. He doesn't have the backup of the team. Remnants on forward. BKB's about to expire. He's going to continue to jump on as well. We'll bring down KezQ. But that is a lot of buybacks forced out here. Use the one on the on the Ancient Apparition, use the one on the Darkseer, and you use the one on the Sven.
Who just drew a line down the mid lane, just saying, look, we need to try and get things onto the other side of the map. Makoto is huge. He is maximum level. He's got that BKB picked up. I kind of want the game to last to 60 minutes just so that he can maybe get the Giant's Ring coming through. Reasonably fast Roche spawn. It's less than a minute, but you've got that God Strength available. He actually went for a Desolator here on 1, 2, 3, just wanting to pick that one up for a bit more chunking damage again. Going through those BKBs seems to be the big priority for them. I don't know about doubling up on the Desolators though. You already had one on Sanctity.
Maybe was just hoping for a little bit of damage, thinking that was the last potential fight.
I mean,
I just can't see any other reason why.
I feel like the Swiftling is a much better thing to try and save for.
Dreamer Soul? It's gonna run into some heroes. 2, 3's hunting. Blink's gonna be back up.
Just see you later, Melee Rex.
Oh no. Classic rat. Alright, Roche is up.
And it has Ags. That is big for Lilgun. If they're able to get good old Superman Sven going, Be a big bonus for
Makoto?
them. Not if they get picked off this
Well,
early,
his
though.
buyback's on cooldown. Makoto's going to crit down from 1-2-3, but the blink on forward high, it's going to be able to protect the Tiny at the moment. But Hishki probably and deep on the backline. Once again, Sven getting controlled. God's trying to rapidly utilize the map. The Sven is just gone. 120 seconds on the deck. The rest of the team are getting melted as well. Boom, swing on over. And with that, they got no cause, they got no hope, and they've got to call it quits. As Boom Esports will take another 2-0 victory here.
Very convincing. And even just then, FBZ, he was like a machine gun. He had the Moonshard picked up, he had the Leveler, he had the crit sticks, and he was just able to get in the perfect position to start chunking down. Really nice space created by Hyde as well, just getting in the middle of that team fight, disrupting enough to be able to get them away. And at the end of the day, it was just too much pressure. Much better showing, of course, by Lilgun, but just a couple of key team fights not going their way.
Yeah, we saw them. It was a nice attempt, though. Like, at one stage, the win probability was actually in their favor. So we saw them be able to come back. It seems like this is a draft, like you said, they took it up against SMG and something that they feel pretty comfortable with. You know, honestly, probably the most convincing we've seen them play has been with this draft. So I guess if, you know, there's teams are watching and they've seen Lilgun's performances with these heroes, maybe something to consider next time they're versing them, of course. But it's the fact that Lilgun have already played 4 series. I mean, they're sitting 1-8, I believe now, unfortunately.
1-7.
1-7. 1-7. So it is... That's a rough start. Something that you really don't want to see. The nice thing is that at least every team is going to make it to the playoffs. Top 4 teams will advance. Bottom 4 will go to the lower bracket. And yeah, sorry, top 4 to the other upper bracket as well. So at least, you know, the start like this Lilgun is still going to have that opportunity in the playoffs, but it's a rocky start from them.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see what they're able to do with it, but it's going to take a lot of coming back from. But for the Boom fans, their day is not over, and we get to see the debut of the new Galaxy Racer roster. We've got In Your Dream, Alacrity, Miracle, Polison, and Jokam now forming up this group of 5. So I'm keen to see how that one goes. I think that'll be the series of the day.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that's going to be incredibly exciting here. You know, Boom, hot form at the moment. They're now 4-0 with the 2 series to kick things off. We get to see Galaxy Racer's debut, like you said, with the new roster. And that's going to be the second last team that hasn't played. After the Galaxy Racer play, we'll just have Neon yet to have their first series. But with that being said, guys, our second series is now done and dusted. We're going to have about 20 minutes off until the third series, Boom versus Galaxy Racer, coming up next.